Hey everybody! Do you know what time it is? It's time for the children's sermon. We're moving into a new part of this summer series that we're doing about the seasons. We did all of the liturgical seasons of the church year, and now we're going to be talking about seasons of life. And so this coming Sunday, the sermon is going to be all about birth and baptism, kind of that very beginning part of our faith journey, that beginning season of life. And so, for the children's sermon, we're going to be reading from the Jesus Storybook Bible. You knew that already. And we're going to be reading one called The Beginning, A Perfect Home. And so this is kind of the way that they tell the creation story in the Jesus Storybook Bible. It's a really good one, and there's some really cool pictures that you're going to see too. So, let's listen to the story, then we got a little bit more to do after this. We'll be right back. See you in a minute. The Beginning. A perfect home. In the beginning, there was nothing. Nothing to hear, nothing to feel, nothing to see. Only emptiness and darkness and nothing but nothing. But God was there, and God had a wonderful plan. I'll take this emptiness, God said, and I'll fill it up. Out of the darkness, I'm going to make light. And out of the nothing, I'm going to make everything. Like a mommy bird flutters her wings over her eggs to help her babies hatch, God hovered over the deep, silent darkness. He was making life happen. God spoke, that's all. And whatever God said, it happened. God said, "Hello, light," and light shone into the darkness. God called the light day and the darkness night. "You're good," God said. And they were. Then God said, "Hello, sea, hello, sky," and a great space opened up, wide and deep and high. "You're good," God said. And they were. Then God said, "Hello, land," and there, splashing up through the oceans, came cliffs, mountains, sandy beaches. "You're good," God said. And they were. "Hello, trees," God said. "Hello, grass and flowers." And everything everywhere burst into life. He made buds bud, shoots shoot, flowers flower. "You're good," God said. And they were. "Hello, stars," God said. "Hello, sun. Hello, moon." And whizzing into the darkness came fiery globes, spinning around and around, whirling orange and purple and golden planets. "You're good," God said. And they were. "Hello, birds," God said, and with a fluttering and flapping and chirping and singing, birds filled the skies. "Hello, fish," God said, and with a darting and dashing and wriggling and splashing, fish filled the sea. "You're good," God said, and they were. Then God said, "Hello, animals," and everyone came out to play. The earth was filled with noisy noises, growling and gobbling and snapping and snorting and happy scruffling. "You're good," God said, and they were. God saw all that he had made, and he loved them, and they were lovely because he loved them. But God saved the best for last. From the beginning, God had a shining dream in his heart. He would make people to share his forever happiness. They would be his children, and the world would be their perfect home. So God breathed life into Adam and Eve. When they opened their eyes, the first thing they saw was God's face. And when God saw them, he was like a new dad. "You look like me," he said. "You're the most beautiful thing I've ever made." God loved them with all his heart, and they were lovely because God loved them. And Adam and Eve joined in the song of the stars and the streams and the wind and the trees, the wonderful song of love to the one who made them. Their hearts were filled with happiness, and nothing ever made them sad or lonely or sick or afraid. God looked at everything he had made. "Perfect," he said, and it was. But all the stars and mountains and oceans and galaxies and everything were nothing compared to how much God loved his children. He would move heaven and earth to be near them, always. Whatever happened, whatever it cost, God would always love them. And so it was that the wonderful love story began. look at these flowers. God must really love us. Wow. The sun is bright and shining. The sky is a beautiful blue. And look at these trees. God must really love us. No way. Look at those beautiful mountains. There's so many of them. They're amazing. God must really love us. Welcome back, everybody. Didn't hear you come in. Did you enjoy that story? And all the pretty pictures as well? This is a great way to think about the beginning and why God created in the beginning. And I love the way the Bible talks about how God loved all of the things that God created, but God loved people most of all. And that this is the beginning of the love story. Here's the thing. There's an old phrase that they use sometime when you're writing, and they say, show, don't tell. If you've ever taken a writing class, maybe your mom or your dad have taken a writing class, and they would let you know, show, don't tell. And I think that there's something really true about that, is that God not only tells us that he loves us, but God shows us in so many ways. And really, as we think about the beauty of creation, that shows us that God loves us. That's what my funny little skit was all about. I was seeing God's love all over the place in the beauty of creation. So, here's your homework for this week, right? We want to put our faith into action. So here's what you can do for me. Create a show and tell. You've probably done show and tell in school before, right? Do show and tell, only pretend that you're showing and telling your class about God. What are you going to use? What are you going to bring? What object are you going to bring that kind of relates to God? What are you going to say when you tell the class about God? How are you going to show and tell about God? That's your homework for this week. Good luck. I'd love to see it if you've got something and want to record it and put it together. I'm Pastor Nate. This has been the Children's Sermon. We'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.